In this video I'll show you how to make a static mod that works purely off of Modhooks. Your mod doesn't need to be static to use Modhooks. Modhooks are basically a convenient way to subscribe to certain events without having to use the message event system. It is possible to have a mod work purely off of Modhooks, depending on what the mod does and if you set the mod to static. I'm going to create a mod just like we did in the mod setup video while I explain some things. If you're following along, don't forget to set static to true in the mod manifest. There are limits to Modhooks. Functions called by Modhooks cannot yield. If you have a function called by a Modhook that needs to yield, consider having the function instead set a bool that tells another coroutine to do that thing. Of course, you can't do this if your mod is static because you don't have a coroutine. Possibly the most important modhook provided by the manager right now is the onSaveLoadHook due to its uniqueness. It's unique because there is no message associated with this event. You can only tell when it's happened during the initialization of the game, which is something the mod manager detects for you. Some mods may want to subscribe to this so they can override global functions that are redefined each time the game loads. For example, a mod might want to override the camera.setBlurCut function. This function has motion blur, which is particularly noticeable at lower frame rates. It's the thing that makes your screen look like it's smeared in Vaseline while you're running around. By overriding this function, we can nullify the motion blur completely. Problem is, it's reset each time the game loads. By subscribing to the onSaveLoadHook, we can simply overwrite it again. To subscribe to a hook, we call modhook.addHook. This is passed 3 to 4 arguments. The first is the hook's category. These can be found in the modhooks.lua file located in Data, Scripts, Mod Manager. Right now there's only 3, but it's easy for me to add more, so this number will probably increase. The second argument is a unique key. It's used to add and remove your function from the hook. The third is your callback function. This will be called when the hook is triggered. The fourth optional argument is an argument you want to pass to your callback function. You can only pass one argument to your callback function. If you want to pass more, store as many arguments as you want in a table and have your function unpack it. In addition to the one argument that you can choose to send to your function, the manager will also pass the message associated with the hook, if there is one. The manager will send the instance of this message to your function as the second argument. This means if you specify an argument to pass your callback function, it will receive that as the first argument, and the message as the second argument. If you didn't specify an argument in addHook, your function's first argument will be nil, and the second will be the message. This means that if you want your function to receive the message, but you don't care about passing it an argument yourself, your function will still need to take 2 arguments, but you don't need to pass it anything in the addHook call. Of course, you needn't receive any arguments at all if you don't want. To unsubscribe from a hook, which is definitely something you should do on uninstall, call modhooks.removeHook. This is passed the hook's category, for example onSaveLoad, and the same key you passed as the second argument to addHook. Alright, I've set up some simple callback functions. Let's give them a try. Mod update was nil? Oh, I forgot to set the mod to static in the mod manifest. Reinstalling the mod doesn't update whether it's static in the manager, but I'll fix that later. For now I'll change it directly in the installed mods file, which is what the mod manager reads to tell what's going on. Okay, how about now? Well, there's no error at least. Oh, I also forgot to remove the onHeroHitHook in the onUninstall function. This is a problem because now it's stuck there. Even if we uninstall the mod, it'll still be there. I'll just remove it with the runtime code loader later. It shouldn't get in the way for now, aside from an erroneous message box. Okay, let's want something to test the onHeroHitHook. No? Hold on. Okay. This time it was the manager's fault. I only had to rewrite an entire system, but it's fixed now. And there we go. Our function is being called when the player is hit, and we can receive a number from the extra data. This definitely isn't the damage, so it's most likely a damage type. Looking at the hit type enum file, it must be the hit damage type value, which is 8 for shot and 1 for cut. Now let's try saving and reloading to test the onSaveLoadHook. Nice. Hopefully you can see the convenience and utility that modhooks provide. If you want to see a real use of Modhooks, take a look at my dog teleporter mod. It simply overrides the dog's bark function so it teleports him directly to the treasure. This prevents the situations where his AI decides he should crawl to his destination or even start spinning in circles. And that's a wrap! If you followed the tutorial series from the beginning, you now know how to create a mod from scratch and take advantage of every feature that the mod manager provides, from the MCM to Modhooks. That is, everything except for patching, which isn't implemented yet. When it is, you'll be able to patch game scripts as they load in. This will let you do things like modify quest code directly, rather than having to override their functions in your mod after they're loaded. Thank you for watching! If you watch this series in hopes of being able to make something specific, I hope you're able to now. If you want to learn more about modding Fable 2 in even further depth or have any questions, join my Discord server. If you want to show your appreciation, consider joining my Patreon where you'll receive early access to my mods, like the fishing mod. Links are in the description. See ya!